Somebody's crying bolo. Somebody's crying bolo. I need you not today. I need you right away. Somebody's in this bed. Somebody feels like no one cares. Somebody's in this bed. Somebody feels like no one cares.
Baby, it's just you and me. was disgusting. Oh my God, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammate to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run-up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Phil is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and WaveRunners by the skin of their teeth. They're gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Holy! He's gonna get another one.
As Koi will quick scope heavy.
But it's gonna not necessarily translate to control from the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting such a map control here.
Kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin's gonna try to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun there, C1. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by teammates, and that's gonna be Hype Esport taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.
We are back with some more K7 League after a strong 3-1 in favor of Rated White. We are now hopping in with HeartBreakers and WaveRunners, who are going to take it in the later ends of this night. It's a 10-minute match, or it's a 10 p.m. match. Myself, Seymour, alongside Shifty this time, replacing Tugboat. Shifty, welcome.
Hello. Thank you guys again for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be alongside Seymour for what I think is going to be potentially a pretty good match. Two teams that I think are relatively evenly matched in terms of slaying capability. I believe these teams also played earlier during the preseason matchups as well. So I'm excited to see this rekindled, if you will. And we've got a best of 5 that is looking ripe and ready to go. Seymour, you want to take me through it?
Oh, I love that. It's ripe as ever. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors as well. GitGudHosts, DropShot, Innovative Gear, and Gamers Resort.
My man.
Thank you to you for giving us all of this, for making this all happen, for helping us out with this venture that is K7 League. Now, you want to know what it is? Well, everybody else wants to know as well. Well, we're going to be starting off in the plane map. Checkmate for our hard point. The next 2 maps, I hope you like tanks, because Garrison is our search and control. Then we're going to head to raid for our map number 4. If this goes the distance, and to top it off, a Moscow S&D. Wow, this is looking like a ripe best of 5 indeed.
You like my description there?
I love it.
Ripe and ready to go. As
so good.
Let's take a look at some of these teams that are going to be blessing us with this Call of Duty here tonight at late night match night, to be fair, is WaveRunners. Let's go through their roster first. Again, Tar Heel, the captain, Gazilli, as well as Broby and Velocity rounding off the blue squad of the WaveRunners, rather. Is Seymour, let's run us through the HeartBreakers.
Well, the HeartBreakers, you know them, I know them. Octavane, Treasy, 04, and Dior. We're seeing what they can bring here. They've already had a strong start to the K7 League. I mean, sitting 3-0, or in their map score, 1-0 in the series scores. So really taking it to them off that week 1 victory, a swift 3-0 sweep to bring them to that top of the standings. And, WaveRunners opposing them on 0-1 to start. Not what they wanted for week 1, but a game 5. So it was as close as what you can ask for, losing to Finale Gaming, who we just saw in the first series of the night. So you're saying it, yeah, we got a late night match here. These teams are ready to go. And, Shifty, I mean, if anybody knows right, this is when the real gamers are waking up. So I'm expecting a good one.
I love that you said that, because I was getting ready to make the same point. Yes, it is the real late night grinders that tend to be the ones who make the biggest impact on the game. And we will see if that rings true here tonight in this late night matchup. Again, I believe we have checkmate hardpoint first. I'm very, very excited to see how that plays out. You and I both know that it draws this sort of duality, to steal a word from Tugboat, in terms of some areas a lot better served for the ARs, some areas better served for the SMGs. And especially with this recent update, it's going to see how that game, how that sort of forms around the weapon changes that have been implemented here in Cold War.
Well, especially I was saying too in our first series, I mean, bringing the XM4 to the meta, that like mid to long range gun for the AR is kind of battling out against those submachine guns are really going to give a lot more plane control to those XM4 players, allowing them to get to the wings a lot easier. Now, if you're really looking at checkmate, the way it plays on both sides, I mean, yeah, you say there's a duality to it. Well, I mean, those submachine guns are going to be doing their job trying to zone out that plane into the power angles that the ARs are holding, on wings, on boxes, on the crates, wherever you're going to be seeing them. So you have one set of players trying to work into the rest of that. Now, you're looking at it from a hard point stance. I mean, there's money hills to be had as well. 0.2 and 0.5. I mean, both of those very easy to lock down, as if you get one full wipe on your enemy, they're going to have a venture, a journey to get right back there, as they have to cross through the whole map just to touch down on those two. So I'm really looking at 0.5 and 0.2 for either team to kind of break through their lead. Now, points 1, 3, and 4 are going to be very, very a big cluster. Chaotic, it's going to be a battle on both of them, and I expect a lot of contention, a close game on those hard points. And when it comes to 2 and 5, I'm expecting one team to break through.
Well, and you and I both know that while I mentioned that duality of the dual play styles and how that's going to affect the game, we know that they both must mesh together as one to amalgamate a solid victory. And I think you are right. The hill 2 and 5 are going to be the big swing hills, the ones that need to be ensured by one team to progress forward here in a good manner. But that does leave these scrappy hard points, if you will. And you and I both know that a good rotation and a good solid team wipe and some solid map positioning can turn one of those 0.1, 3, or 4 into a money hill in and of itself. So we'll see which team can propel forward to do that. And I'm excited to get this game underway. It looks like the lobby is almost set up.
As we're ready for them to start, I got some more information too. Thanks to our partners, DropShot. I got a few little stats here to talk about. I mean, HeartBreakers, they are leading the Division A right now for hardpoint with a 1.9 average team KD. So they've already had a hot start to it. I know that 3-0 was just a simple take to it, but matching it with a 94 to 79 kill death ratio across the board for their team, they're matching up with a team that's already had their run with 2 hardpoints. And the WaveRunners at that, they have had a multitude of kills and deaths across the board, because they are sitting at a 1.0 KD, even as could be. 215 deaths, 215 kills for that. So they've been through the ringer. They've played some hard points. And from the stats, from looking at this, it looks like they are having a really high count for interactions as well. So I'm looking for that to play out in this first hard point as well on this. Really get up in the face of HeartBreakers. Make sure that they're not comfortable. Make sure that those ARs can't set up on those power angles that we've been talking about. And that's really going to come down to the SMG play to zone them out there and really take it to themselves to work the spawns, to try to flip out HeartBreakers and really battle in their face. So if WaveRunners can bring this, which I am looking for them to bring, it'll take their lead into this, leading into something that they're not as much capable as kind of holding their own with. But I know this is only week 2, so our stats are very limited. We're looking at Search and Destroy, where HeartBreakers, they're sitting at a team 1.1 KD as well, closer to 1.2 as it is a 1.18. And WaveRunners, they didn't have as much success in that. I mean, they lost in that game 5 against Finale last weekend, so they dropped that Search and Destroy, and they're sitting at a 0.9 KD. And I mean, it's not like the worst thing ever, but having that disadvantage there, that's a big disadvantage as well. WaveRunners, they want that first map so they don't have to worry too much about map 2.
Yeah, the definite difference between the two KDs is really in the Search and Destroy. I mean, granted, the control is a pretty large difference, being at 1.98 and 1.06 respectively for the HeartBreakers and the WaveRunners, but control is a game that can be very much dictated by the flow of the map. So with them having that lower KD doesn't necessarily mean that that they're at a huge disadvantage here again, especially with it being so early in the league. We will see what happens, as I believe the map is loading up as we speak. One thing I will like to say is that Gazilli in that map 5 match loss against Finale last weekend managed to accumulate 210 engagements across those 5 maps.
Ooh.
That is 40 plus engagements per game. So we will be expecting him to go absolutely huge here off of the break in map number 1 as Checkmate Hardpoint is loading up. Who do we want to hop on board with first here?
Well, why not start with Gazilli? I mean, we already highlighted him, so let's see if those high engagements can bring him through the loop and bring it to HeartBreakers here. So we're hopping in with game number 1, WaveRunners on the blue side, HeartBreakers, the orange side. Point 1 in plane. I said it. It's going to be really, really heavily contested on both sides. And HeartBreakers are the first ones there, but Gazilli pulling first blood gives WaveRunners that chance to break. Gazilli with the second one. He tosses himself in. Can't grab the third, but his team's there in turn. And still contested as DR is holding his own. 2 players left on each side and nobody gaining points. Finally, HeartBreakers get the first tick.
Following right in the footsteps of what we had predicted, Gazilli compiling 3 engagements over the course of 20 seconds right off the break. However, HeartBreakers firm control of the hard point until Gazilli again going to be the one to challenge. He does have some trades flying in from both sides as now the push comes in. Gazilli will be able to pick up a big kill and now he will push forward, but 0-4, not to be confused with 0-0 from your previous match, will be able to pick up that trade there. So pretty even, scrappy hill number 1, exactly what we expected, as we will see that the HeartBreakers, though, will have the initial rotational advantage for P2 here.
And Turret Treasy keeping back WaveRunners now, holding on to these point 2 spawns in 0-4, the first line of defense. The scrappy submachine gun looking to take the in close and personal gunfights, and so he does. Broby dropped WaveRunners on the journey back to the point number 2. This is where I said a Money Hill is going to be in play, and Gazilli getting dropped down. Look how far WaveRunners have to run just to touch to it. You got Treasy sitting back, Finn. They are not getting close to this. I mean, Broby's here. He's going to put his foot down, but imagine he's going to be cleaned up shortly as the spawns are just closer for HeartBreakers.
Yeah, definitely a good position to be in for the red squad on the right side of your screen. As that hard point will be contested with the scrap time really in effect here, as we will, again, on that bottom left side of your mini map. If you're unfamiliar with where the next hard point goes, you'll see it. It is locked up. Will be unlocked in about 5 seconds as Gazilli, nice stop on the entry from 0-4, at least assuring the backside control as his teammate Velocity will pick up another big kill. As shocked to see nobody in the hard point quite yet, though I think that's a big mistake, as Gazilli will rectify that on your screen. Is now, honestly, you're not in a position, I know the game's early, but you're not in a position to be running around and wasting seconds here for the hard point, there's no doubt.
Gazilli going to be locking it down, finds a big win onto Dior. So it's still time favoring WaveRunners here, but he's naded off, he's cleaned up, and HeartBreakers on the verge of a break. Octavane there to gain some time, keep the lead forward for the HeartBreakers. Luckily for the WaveRunners, you are locking down 0.5 spawns now. It's going to give you the better contention for point number 4. And number 3 actually spawns out. This is going to be important to watch because 8 here, that's 0-4. He's in the backline taking 2 gunfights and playing his life. This could be important to break through and lock down and maybe even flip the spawns here. WaveRunners still in control, but barely hanging on.
Yeah, it would be a huge flip if they could get it, as a big gunfight going over towards the next hill, as it will be favoring HeartBreakers. And now the map positioning, they've got 2 players up top as well. Oh my goodness, it's falling apart for the side of the WaveRunners there. They get a pretty rough spawn and will be met immediately by the guns of Octavane. He's now patrolling this top wing area. It does have some support from both Treasy and another teammate with the nade. There is nice kills for, truthfully, nice kills all around for HeartBreakers, but you would think these big entry kills over towards this what point are we on now? This 4, right? 4? Yeah, 4. This is 4, yes. That one. You would think that They would be a little bit better in terms of team pushing, however, still spread pretty thin across the map for the side of the WaveRunners.
WaveRunners have been putting a lot of utility into making sure they maintain this 0.5 spawns. Treesy's on a 5 spree. The bullies are coming through. HeartBreakers drop 3, and they totally uproot WaveRunners, who flipped on a dime, and they're now spawning out from point 2. Now, this is exactly a mirror of the point 2 hard point that the HeartBreakers held on to. They got a giant lead here, 130-32. They are now 100 points ahead of their opposition. Broby's in the back line, but he's tagged up. They know he's there. They got to worry about the front line. WaveRunners, a solid break, but fighting from a large deficit.
Again, that P5 Hex going in favor of HeartBreakers here, at least for the break, is now halfway through it. Is now we're starting to get some solid time here ticked up in favor of the HeartBreakers, as now they're 110 plus the advantage over the side of the WaveRunners. And honestly, this is looking like a bloodbath towards the side of P5.
And Broby going for playing control. Big win onto 0-4. They're locking down the middle of the map. You know, if you're WaveRunners, you're in a dangerous spot here. You need to lock down some control and link together a few hard points to bring yourself back here. HeartBreakers blowing open the map 1 hard point here. 0-4, velocity to your left. Treasy off screen, find a double kill. Third one's dropped, the fourth one sent to the spawn. WaveRunners, they cannot stand to watch HeartBreakers just break through them. 0-4 is leaning into this point 2 spawns. And they go from side to side and successfully bully WaveRunners out of the point 2 spawns.
Wow. That was a 9-kill streak from 3 of the players of the HeartBreakers there. Is they were really just showing off, as 140 points now. The advantage in favor of the HeartBreakers with 20 seconds left in this hard point. Again, getting down to the scrap time. But if you are the side of the WaveRunners, you need every second you can get, as Gazilli showing why he wanted that scrap time. So he defends with a nice 2-piece there and making it 3 straight now, as he's on a little bit of a run. WaveRunners need to ride this momentum and see if they can propel forward. They do have the rotations, at least for now, so not too bad, but definitely not where you want to be.
And you know, Gazilli, a player you highlighted to have high engagement, sitting at 32 engagements right now. Not really finding success off that, as they are kind of doubled in the score, even higher than double. HeartBreakers now looking for another successful point 2 lockdown. Tar Heel not even going to spot out Treasy, who hops on the point. Possession comes down from Orange, but 3 go down for WaveRunners. They got to travel all the way back from the back of plane. And this is just going to be another 20 seconds for the HeartBreakers before we even get this now. You got 50 seconds left in this game for HeartBreakers to take it. WaveRunners down by 100. Why don't we check and see how HeartBreakers are feeling right now? Let's see how their comms are and if they can close it out.
Spawn new.
I spawn out.
Where
Yeah,
from? Where from? Hill, dead.
This one in hill.
Hey, I'm 2020.
Yo, bottom hill. I got him. One more. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Hey, stop playing. Stop playing weak.
Flashing. Bottom right.
I'm behind you for. Stop playing weak. Stop playing back lane. It's Gazilli.
Tariel on me.
Yeah, good shit, baby.
Good shit. Yeah, they might spawn P5.
Yeah, I got your left. Flip.
Not 100%.
Hey, you don't have the chow.
Hey, back lane.
All right, now you
Broby,
can chow. You can chow now.
Broby.
Yeah, I got.
Man, their comms were hot. You know they're having fun out here. I mean, definitely like to see that HeartBreakers are here to break hearts and not take any questions after that. You love to hear from them.
Well, and I mean, with a lead that they have accrued here, I can't blame them for feeling confident in the slightest, as realistically, we've all seen it. This might be a potential 100-point club for the side of the HeartBreakers, as really they have came out full pedal to the metal and have no intentions of slowing down.
Now, I mean, it's not as big of a domination as we saw from the Super Week today, Optic versus Toronto, but a domination indeed from the HeartBreakers. 2 points needed to take this game. Infections out. They clear it out, and the HeartBreakers with a 100-point club to take map 1.
Oh my god. If only you could understand what is happening in my ears right now from the producer. Oh my god. Seymour, you didn't have to come at his throat like that. Oh my goodness. Yes, if you were unaware, Optic had a 200, and this is really just for Trixel to really just pound home the point. Optic had a 222-7 lead over the Toronto Ultra today in map number 1. Is Wow. Granted, you're right. It was not domination on that level. However, definitely not much positive to say for the side of the WaveRunners, and I think that's a bit of an understatement.
Well, hopefully they can bounce back like Toronto did. I mean, you're looking at this
Ooh,
point
nice
to
save.
search
Nice
and destroy
save.
to kind of pull out all the stops. You know, you kind of lock down on the Heartbreakers and bring it to your own. I mean, Garrison. I mean, to take a book, since we're taking things from Tug here, to take a book out of his or take a play out of his book. Garrison, very busy map where you can see, you know, the submachine guns rain true, and you can really see the submachine guns. Sorry, a producer made me lose my train of thought.
Oh no. You were talking about stealing a page from Tugboat's book.
It's a very busy map. Submachine guns, they can
There
rain
you go.
terror here. I mean, you look at Atlanta FaZe when they play Garrison, a BZ Simp. I mean, they're the Tiny Terrors for a reason. They really hold true to Garrison, and they're very strong on this because of all the routes that you can find and how sneaky you could be on a map like Garrison. So really looking for the WaveRunners to kind of take true to Kazilli, player who has high engagements, to kind of put right in the face, like we were saying on Hardpoint, to the Heartbreakers and make sure that you can hold them at bay for the search and destroy.
Yeah, I mean, S&D is definitely a mode that wins championships. I try to say it at least once a stream, and it's because, like Hardpoint, we have 2 per best of 5. So, and it's a tried and true game mode that a lot of these players have been playing for years and years now. So, especially on a map like Garrison, where, like you stated, that sneaky beaver role can definitely be a huge factor. We'll see what plays out here. As I'm excited to get this going. I actually like Garrison as an S&D map. I know it's kind of polarizing for some people, but personally, I really enjoy it.
I mean, it's not my favorite, but like it's not the worst in my opinion. I mean, there's some good and some bad to it. It's just you're mostly going to be seeing B hits out of a map like Garrison, and then A, it's a little bit taboo to hear. I mean, once in a while you'll see a team go for full hit through green, you know, lock down that A site and maybe set up for a post plant in the spawns of the defenders. But the B site, it's just a lot more simple to take. You know, you have less to worry about and less of a choke to push through like that green room is. So I'm really looking at these attackers off the start, attack the B site, you know, be very simple with it, efficient on your clears, make sure that vent isn't occupied by those defenders, and take control of boxes so that you can set up a line of scrimmage and make sure that that team can't get through bricks easily.
Yeah, it's definitely A pushes. Again, maybe I'm just in the minority here, but I like the occasional hard A push. I like that opposite side of the coin because, and it's even kind of not, or I guess not too dissimilar rather, to Miami S&D, and that B is very heavily favored, and that it is almost 80% B plants when you look at it, 85%. But with that being said, that makes those winning offensive rounds to the less favored, the stepchild bomb site. It makes them that much better.
Here we are. Game number 2. Octane starts off where he left off. Very dominant first blood across the map with this Krig 6. Slows down this attack from the WaveRunners even longer. And look, even Treasy, he's getting very aggressive to the green control room to maybe set up a flank with Dior.
Yeah, that flank could be pivotal here as we just further drive the initial numbers advantage in favor of Heartbreakers. As Dior will do that himself, as Gazilli will drop as well. Now a 1v4. Velocity does have the bomb, at least to his credit, but early shots there onto Dior, and now you've got to figure everybody from Heartbreakers will converge. They will. A perfect round from the side of the Heartbreakers here, really continuing that drive that we saw from a Hardpoint.
That was textbook. I mean, Dior, you sneak your way into the vents, you find that kill, and really playing off of Octane's first blood that came super early in this round. WaveRunners, they just gave him a leg to work with, and Heartbreakers ran the mile with it. I mean, Octane 2-0 after that first round. Very dominant, very clean round number 1. They're back on attack. And from what it looks like, does look like they're going for a basic B hit with top tank control, making sure that they can't play through that green room. But Broby, laying prone, spots the cross and takes out Dior.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice play. They're very aggressive, and it ended up working out in favor of the WaveRunners as Dior was caught sprinting there. So a solid first kill to put on the board for the side of WaveRunners. As velocity on your screen is off screen. Broby will die. Unfortunately, Octane now crossing over into green, but will not have to as he stops and beams Gazilli off the back tank. Nice trade there in favor of WaveRunners. Now a 2v1. Treasy left alive versus Tar Heel and Velocity. Let's see what happens.
And just to his left, player playing outside of the tunnel. Is he going to check his corner? Make some noise. Information is in the hands of the turn and burn. Now one-on-one. Velocity. Back spawn Treasy. He's going to be ready for this. Solid positioning from WaveRunners. And then he's going to clean up that 1v1 with no worry in the world.
Yeah, definitely a solid defensive play there. Was he baited and switched? But on your best play here. That was, yeah, he did. But to be fair, I will say I always have an affinity for those head glitch picks because truthfully, I suck at COD, and
that's why we cast.
Those right. No, you're definitely right. There's a progression there. But the big thing is that some of these players make those head glitch peels look so easy, and it blows my mind. So, yeah, anyways, my lush for good gunfight wins aside, Dior snagging the first blood, immediately putting that numbers advantage in favor of HeartBreakers. Again, pretty similar to what we saw on their last defense.
Gazilli put some shots into Treasy. Treasy, an ego chow. Gazilli had him dead to rights, even the tag. But Dior slips in the back, takes out Broby. So advantage still in favor of HeartBreakers. And, I mean, Dior already sneaking into the back line, can do some damage, take some attention to the back end of it. 04 going to work off of that. Dior closes out. The HeartBreakers, another solid defending round. Not flawless this time, but textbook with the aggression through green from Dior and Treasy.
Yeah, textbook might be a perfect word to describe how their defensive rounds, anyways, for the side of HeartBreakers have went so far, as they will, again, reverse the role again. We'll see if they can manage to string 2 rounds together. Clearly not the case through the first 3. Is Octane carrying this bomb. Again, it looks like a pretty spread out push as player number 7, that is Treasy, will stop back by floating and continue to hold the middle of the map along with the help of 04. Big kills again.
Same thing.
From Broby. Wow. How do you do the same strat twice and it works out even better the second time? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And WaveRunners with the numbers advantage as of current.
You're hoping you never be fooled again out here, but honestly, they say lightning doesn't strike twice. Well, it just did, folks. Treasy evens it up. Broby finally dropped down, and Treasy being very aggressive through breaks. 04 cleans him up with velocity.
What a retake.
And now a 2-on-1, flipping the tides right on its head. Tar Heel now in a 1-on-2, where it was last time. Dior working this side, I'm pretty sure. Now Tar Heel in the spawn, spots out 04, 1-on-1 around the box. I don't know if he knows he's back there. Perfect positioning. HeartBreakers take the attack.
Yeah, that could have went so badly. However, very good communication from the side of the HeartBreakers there to allow Treasy to stay out of view. I mean, good communication mixed with a little bit of luck there. Again, amalgamating, since that was spoken about in the chat about my frequent use of that word. The victory for round number 4. And again, round number 5, let's see if the offensive side will be able to finally win a round for the side of WaveRunners. If not, we're going to continue a defensive presence, and HeartBreakers might just extend this lead. We have one player not playing. He's just that confident.
Oh, he's finally here. Tar Heel had a slow start, but he's here. Don't worry, folks. Green control to WaveRunners. Well, actually, no. Gazilli, Broby, they don't want to jump up there, knowing that Treasy was so aggressive last time. So this is what happens when you find succession off that aggression. You get gifted with the slow attack, and Tar Heel walks right into the sights of Dior. First blood to HeartBreakers, slows down the stack even more. They have green control in top tank, but that's about it. So it's going to allow Dior to push up on the bridge, and Octane to push out for the shots onto velocity. Gazilli finds one, but the trades are favoring the HeartBreakers.
Textbook again. Trades after trades after trades. and majority of them HeartBreakers have been the benefactor of, especially right now, what you'll see on your screen. Nice two-piece from Gazilli, however, all for naught, as we see a 4th round chalked up in the score box for the side of the HeartBreakers, is on no little part to Treasy's 3-kill streak, as he's triple positive right now, really paving the way for the HeartBreakers in the slaying category along with Dior here through the first 5 rounds. Let's see how round 6 plays out with HeartBreakers again being back on the offensive.
It looks like they're going for an A-hit here.
Yeah, I
If
like
they
it.
stay
I
true to
like
the
it.
pace, bursting to radar. Dior's going to take those first
Yes!
shots with a swing.
I like
0-4
it.
cleans up velocity. Tar Heel up next. Octavane finds that one. So bomb control is here in favor of HeartBreakers. Gazilli, the last one alive. A big mountain to climb in the trades. The HeartBreakers going to take that all day. 5-1 on map point.
See, that's what we like to see. A team working in unison and full head-ass sprinting at the opposite squad. And it clearly working out in their favor. They were confident in the positioning they had and their gun skill. As wow, they brute forced that A bomb, and really, I mean, what else can you say other than textbook?
You could say bullies, HeartBreakers.
Yeah, that too. That
I mean,
too.
So what I understand is there's some bets on this game. Some family bets here. Well, you gotta be worried if you're betting on the WaveRunners right now, because HeartBreakers are holding this one strong, and they are not letting go. Dior slips in the back, goes with a shot punch, but Zilly wins that one out, and Velocity finds the second. HeartBreakers shut down at the seam. Now an opportunity for WaveRunners to kind of work off this.
Yeah, a bit of a David versus Goliath comeback here potentially, but we've seen crazier things like those potential pre-fire shots from Octavane, as Treasy was able to at least bring the numbers a little bit back more in their favor. Now Octavane, after the trade, stuck in a 1v2, will get cut down very quickly, as the WaveRunners will chalk up another round. But again, 4 more to go in a row, and you struggled to win a second one. It's still not looking good. However, HeartBreakers not out of the woods yet, but you do have to be confident with them going back to the offensive side here, which they are the only team to win until now.
Well, WaveRunners, it's a good start because they're still in this, but now they got to keep the ball rolling. This defense, just like the last time, I mean, Broby's gotten away with a lot in that corner, going right back to his spot. What can you do on these boxes? Another B hit this time, not a solid A hit as a team. Bridge control to HeartBreakers. Tar Heel's going to find this first. Some shots onto them. They back off. They give so much respect to HeartBreakers. They have bomb control.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a turtle defense here. Is we'll see if Octavane carrying the bomb and the rest of the HeartBreakers will be able to put that to their advantage, as the bomb will go down. Now looking for a 4v4 retake. It looks like HeartBreakers are pretty well spread across the map. And again, we know lightning doesn't strike twice. It did for a moment. It definitely won't 3 times, as Gazilli will die to 0-4. Nice shots there, however. Tar Heel with 2.
Tar Heel.
Make it 3, as he's on a 4-kill streak. Now Treasy left alive, 1 versus 2. He does have some supreme positioning here, but will he check the immediate defuse, as he will be able to? Tar Heel will fall as well. What is happening? HeartBreakers taking a demanding round 6 on the back of a nice 2-piece from Treasy.
They never count out Treasy. He's too breezy out here with that positioning, man. He's on top tank. He spots the bomb plant, switches to the second. Tar Heels gets 3, but Treasy is still just a little bit ahead of the game on that one. Now that is a 2-0 lead for the HeartBreakers after a dominant search and destroy 6-2 and a blowout of a hard point. What was it? 80 to about 250. So something along those
yeah,
lines.
250 to 85 in map number 1. So, I mean, it's not looking good.
It's not looking good for WaveRunners on this sense.
It's not.
We're going back to Garrison as well. Everything is just looking HeartBreakers here. I mean, if you're WaveRunners, if you're looking at this, I mean, HeartBreakers, they have a 1.98 control KD as an overall team. And the WaveRunners, I mean, they're like a 1.1, so they're not that far behind, but that's a big difference out of that. So WaveRunners are really fighting for the back end.
Yeah, you remember when earlier during the stream I said, even though the control KDs are not an absolute teller, because control is more based on map positioning. I may just eat those words because at this point, I'm pretty sure it's all but one for the side of HeartBreakers unless the WaveRunners can get something going right now, which we will again have control on Garrison. So hope you're a fan of that map. If not, then you'll have to bear with us because,
like I said,
we'll be traversing into that map very shortly.
I hope you like tanks.
Right,
Because
exactly.
We got back-to-back Garrisons here. So, and we're hopping into this. I mean, you definitely say tempo is going to be a big factor in this. And I have to say, you know, after seeing that Search and Destroy, might have been a 6-2 win, but there was some fight from WaveRunners. I mean, they were slaying back. They were finding some edges on those games. It's just they got to find the consistency at that. And a lot of that stems from the communication that I'm seeing them lack. And a lot of these trades are just not really checking the information and kind of following through where that information can lay. For example, that A hit that came out. I mean, you spot those players going from A. You know that it's quiet over at B. You have to understand that hit from A, or that hit onto the A site, is going to be, in fact, right in your face. And by the time it was there, the rotations were just too late, and that just goes to show that the communications are a little bit off the board right now for WaveRunners. They got to pull it back here. They really need to see some life in the start of this control.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an understatement. I mean, at this point, this has to, and of course, no duh, because it's going to be a 3-0 if they lose. But if they have any semblance of taking maps after this, then this needs to be a pretty definitive win. And you and I both know, with as much experience as we've had in Call of Duty, that Call of Duty is very much a mental game. It is very much a momentum-based game. And we'll see if the WaveRunners can go against the tide here with I couldn't think of a better ocean pun, as we will be seeing this control here. 15 seconds ticking across and 1 kill traded apiece. Pretty even start as Broby and Treasy will snag some velocity, and Treasy again in your kill feed. Pretty hot start from both squads.
Getting this start on defense too. HeartBreakers really blessed with it all right now, and Treasy going back to where he finished that Search and Destroy top tank, working out of platform here. Gazilli finds one, but Velocity up next for the Treasy train. He's on a 5 spree. He's playing for streaks, and 0-4 all the way in the spawn garage to see what the damage he can do. Gazilli's going to spot that, clean him up early, not allow anything, but Treasy's up next in the back spawn. So let's see him play for these streaks.
Yeah, he has to be getting super close by now, as we're seeing him post up in a nice head glitch there, as Gazilli will fall prey to the Treasy train as coined by Seymour. That is great, as he has a 7-0 streak right now, as we may not see him. I was going to say we may not see him die the entirety of the round, but WaveRunners have really been pinned back into their spawn with really no choice of where to go. And this is exactly how to execute a defense, as shown by the HeartBreakers here.
Not even close to lives. It's going to go to time. WaveRunners can't step on the point. HeartBreakers going to take map 1, or round 1, not map 1, ahead of the game here. So they've already found that.
Yes.
You got to give it to Treasy.
It was dominant.
You got to give it to Treasy. Did he die at the end of that? Did he find?
Yeah, he did. He finally
catch it.
I finally died. He went to 7-1.
I think he did get streaks then. That should give him the artillery strike, if I'm not mistaken. If we can hop over and see Treasy,
please.
He doesn't get the artillery strike.
I was so close.
But he was, definitely just on the door of that. 1-0 HeartBreakers, back on attack. What can they do?
Definitely a little bit more favored for the side of the WaveRunners if they can hold this defense down, similar to how the HeartBreakers did. But with that being said, half of the first third has already been taken, as they have progress now halfway through the second third. What is happening, as Dior is trying to speed run this map, as he will already secure A and add another minute to what was a pretty long standing clock for the side of the HeartBreakers.
I mean, WaveRunners, you slow this down, find the wins. I mean, you can slay them off point and now play for the attacker spawn. Dior, one-on-one and Tar Heel, going to stun him up. Checked from the side. Gazilli's going to finish him off. Now you got some players occupying the spawns of HeartBreakers. This is big for WaveRunners, because you want to take as many lives away from HeartBreakers as you can. You already have a 5-life advantage. And Gazilli spotted up, working out of there. Broby cleaned. And Treasy working his train. Velocity takes him down finally, but 04's in the back line. Velocity's got a big gunfight, and he's going to go down. Now, HeartBreakers, they're breaking through. They're going to have a touchdown on this A site, but Gazilli still doing damage. He's going to find one. 04 working the magic on the B side. Tar Heels in for the workup. 5 spree for Gazilli. Can he find even more one-on-one?
Look at the movement.
Guns.
Look at the movement. Oh my God. Gazilli, what are you doing right now? That was crazy. Wow. I just got so locked up over that juke. That was nuts. As Gazilli, wow. Nice. I don't even have anything to say about that. That was just nice. And following that up, Tar Heel snagging 3 kills of his own, not to be outdone, further propelling that live advantage. And honestly, I didn't think I'd say this, but them giving up A so quickly might have been exactly what they needed. Is now they have done nothing but slay out this Heartbreaker squad.
You think the Treasy train's nice? Well, welcome Silly Gazilli here with the movement. As 2 go down in favor of Heartbreakers, pushing on for this B site. Broby in the back line now down 3 out of the play for WaveRunners. Velocity here finds 1, but cleaned up ultimately. They're going to find the first ticket progression, 39 seconds to work with, and they stop the clock. This is big for Heartbreakers. They're putting a nail in the coffin. They're working from it. What can Tar Heel do? Nothing. Dior finds him. And this might just be Heartbreakers' time to shine.
It's falling apart at the seams. Broby not able to push out of the spawn. Gazilli, the only one from the WaveRunners to get a kill in the last 30 seconds of the game. And it will progress forward in favor of the Heartbreakers. As, oh my goodness, breaking the hearts of the WaveRunners they did. In no small part to the crazy string of all red we saw on the kill feed towards the back half of that last round. Great job by the Heartbreakers to fight off the slow and methodical defense from the side of the WaveRunners there.
Yeah, and on this, I mean, back foot indeed. WaveRunners keeping their series life alive. We're going to be hopping in with a listen in for the WaveRunners. Let's see what they can do here. I mean, they're on the door, so let's see them break through.
Yeah, I can't, Charlie.
Coming up. I'm coming
He's weak. Dior weak. Dior weak. He's our side. Our side.
Barrels.
Yeah, oh shit. Good kill. Good kill. Good kill.
Oh god.
Go in.
Dead,
Stay alive. Stay alive. They're green.
Yeah.
Play B if we have to.
Oh,
Play B if we have
I
to.
stuck one.
Yeah, nasty. One's on A. One's on A.
I'm in B. I'm in B. Stack B. Stack B. Stack B. Let's stack up. Let's stack up. Let's stack up.
Yo, Ogvan going lights. Ogvan going lights. Yo, and Dior.
Oh my god. One more.
You're the best to ever do it.
Oh, come on now.
Last one.
Top green. Last one. Don't peek. Play the stack. Play the stack.
Top king.
Oh, come on now. Play the stack.
I'm trying to call.
You're dead. I got 2. Come on. Help me. I need help.
Yeah, one bricks.
I got 2. There's one more in lights. And your break. He might be behind you. He might be real.
Close. I got stuck. Yeah, top caution.
Play chaos.
Yeah, play chaos.
Nah, top caution just he slid off. You're dead.
Good shit.
Yeah, bottom floating now.
Yo,
Contest.
Yeah, nade him.
I'm going vent. I'm going vent.
Floating still.
Bottom rails.
They read the vent play.
Yeah, top floating. He jumped off.
I'm floating dead.
Nice.
Tell me left side hill, Oxfam, another one bottom mid.
Oh, those comms, man. Those comms, they seemed insane for WaveRunners. I know they are down out and really kind of like on the back line here, but they are alive and they are working for it, Shifty. 14 seconds left, though. Heartbreakers looking to turn those comms into nothing. You're down to 10. What can you work with the Heartbreakers? I mean, they are so good at what they do here, and they are looking for a 3-0 sweep.
And they're going to find it in a dominating fashion. Yes, I agree with you that the comms were definitely up for a team in that position, which is something you like to see for the remainder of the league. Is you even heard some banter there as someone was telling Tar Heel he was the best to ever do it, as he went on a nice little streak there towards the end of that game. However, the Heartbreakers just too strong as they will cement that 3-0 victory and propel themselves to 2-0 and 6-0 in the map count, as the WaveRunners unfortunately will fall to 0-2 and 2-6 respectively.
Undefeated in the K7 League. That is the Heartbreakers right now. Truly, truly a lovable story indeed for these top tier teams. So a little bit ironic there that you can kind of be gaining some fans on that. Maybe later, if you want to throw the league, you can break their hearts. But right now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people in love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we will have some more great matches for you coming up later on in this week. As tomorrow at 8 p.m., we have Team Hustle taking on Monolithic and Rated Gold taking on Knights Templar respectively at 8 and 10. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I might be there for both. I might have a little double header action tomorrow night.
Back-to-back shifty. What more could you want?
Are you with us tomorrow
I'm not
night,
with
Seymour?
you tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Not going to be on the broadcast tomorrow, but today has been a blast nonetheless. I mean, we had a 3-1 earlier in the day between Rated White and Finale Gaming, and then a 3-0 sweep from Heartbreakers, looking as good as ever against the WaveRunners here. I mean, WaveRunners, they showed life. They showed potential in the early in the league. So, I mean, work on a few things so you can bounce back and get revenge against the Heartbreakers in the later end of the season. But right now, Heartbreakers all day, every day.
Absolutely. As really and truly, we saw a nothing but picturesque performance from the side of the Heartbreakers. As all in all, I mean, yes, we did see some flashes in the pan from the side of WaveRunners, but the Heartbreakers squad just too strong. As on behalf of myself and Seymour and everybody from K7, we would always like to thank our partners, GitGudHosts, Innovated Gear. If you haven't checked out the K7 current merch, it's really, really great. As I believe you have an announcement to make.
And I called them both.
Yeah, you're right.
Not 3-1 on this one,
Well,
but 3-0.
Yeah, right. So you were right on both. That's worthy of a high five. As my dad was correct, and he will forever use that for the rest of my life. As you saw it here on K7, we'll be back at the same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow night. Thank you for watching, and we will see you later. Be safe and have a good night.